What's up, boys and girls? Lee Sanders here. All right, so this is a little bit of a extended piece. It's going to be really a companion to what we just talked about a few minutes ago, which was the WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view that just went off the air. I just got done doing the post show, and mad shout out to those of you on YouTube, Blog Talk, SoundCloud that checked it out. I'm looking at the early numbers so far, and it looks pretty good, especially on YouTube. Thank you guys for making that be, to date, one of our most interactive and watched post shows that we've conducted so far for you, our YouTube audience. You know, one thing that had really stuck out at me the most during the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, even after I had long went off the air, as we've been off air now for a little bit over an hour, maybe about an hour and a half now, is the fans that were seen at the very end that just had such a heartbreaking look on their face. And I had joked about it and all that, saying it was kind of like watching them react to hearing the news that one of their favorite and beloved performers, they just passed away, and they found out about it and they were just so heartbroken over it. I kind of compared it to that. And you know, it's just something that just continues to rattle in my brain, and I just thought that I would talk about it just a little bit more. I'm still pretty revved up from doing the post show, and as usual, when it comes to doing late night post shows and I'm full of energy, I take some melatonin to try to help me calmly just mellow out so that I can just go to bed, because I gotta get up for work the next day. But I wanted to talk about this just for a couple of minutes. I'm not going to go into overkill with it and everything. I made a lot of points during our post show when I was talking about it. So for those of you that did not check out our post show, you want to make sure that you do. Been seeing a lot of great feedback from it. It's a really great post show, if I do say so myself. I did manage to play a little bit back before I sat down to do this companion piece right here. But you know, Mick Foley, he was on Facebook early Sunday, hours before the pay per view, and he had put out a very interesting message on Facebook, basically saying, "Hey, WWE, I really wish that Elimination Chamber goes well tonight as a fan." And he just started making all these great little analogies. He was basically kind of comparing it to, like, basically going to Walt Disney as a kid and whatever, and having all these expectations and coming away very satisfied. Basically, his whole thing was, hey, WWE, please hit a home run with the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view tonight. Really, it means a lot. The fans need it. And I thought it was so funny the way the pay-per-view had ended, with Randy Orton still as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, as you saw that blonde haired girl that just looked like she was in disbelief. You had the guy with the brown hair. He was just having a weird look on his face, like, I can't believe I just saw this. And like the few faces that they had showed, it was about maybe 5 to 7. The faces reeked of disappointment, confusion, folks probably wondering what exactly is going on with their beloved WWE product. And, you know, it brings up a very interesting question, because let's be for real, Daniel Bryan, he has just been on a roll the past several months. Ever since that thing that had went down with Sheamus, what was that, 2 years ago now, basically, where Daniel Bryan had lost to Sheamus in about 18 seconds. Ever since that point, it's just really been a roller coaster ride for Daniel Bryan. He has just skyrocketed in popularity with the WWE fans, and it's made a lot of fans say, hey, this is a guy we definitely want to see get pushed. A lot of colleagues that I talk to, a lot of you all are loyalist listeners, are fans. You all are like, hey, Daniel Bryan, he's the man. He needs to be the face of the WWE. He needs to be that man. He needs to be the man. Give him the ball, let him run with it. And I know a lot of you are very frustrated at what's going on with Daniel Bryan right now. I share in your sentiments, but to see some of those facial reactions that was in attendance tonight, I just thought it was freaking hilarious. And at the same time, it's like, look, hearing people sit up and say, man, I'm done with the WWE. They can't get it right. I'm boycotting them and everything like that. Let me tell you something. That's just downright silly. I think it's downright stupid. Let me tell you something. There's been a couple of times, a lot of times throughout my history of watching the WWE product where I've put the remote control down and I've said, you know what, I don't think I really want to watch this product anymore. A couple of instances that comes into mind. There was one scenario where I have found out about Chris Benoit before I even found out he had killed his family. I said, man, I just don't see how I can watch this product anymore. And I was telling all my friends that, and they were like, come on, man, you're going to continue to watch. You'll see. Just hang in there. And then when I had found out that Chris Benoit had killed his family, I did not watch the WWE product for a couple of weeks there, but eventually I had came around. I can recall when Triple H was feuding with Booker T, and there was those weeks there where Triple H, right along with Ric Flair, who was kind of acting like his manager at the time, were saying all those racial derogatory comments towards Booker T, and that pissed me off tremendously. I put the remote control down. I said, you know what, I don't think I'm really going to watch this, but when it was brought to my attention, hey man, they're kind of pulling a WCW playbook, Ron Simmons, Big Bad Vader, stay with it. It's probably going to end up being something good. I stuck with it and I was a little bit disappointed with the end result, but there's been times in all my years of watching the WWE product, and I go as far back to watching the WWE product like in the early 80s. I'm giving my age a little bit, but early 80s, that's when, I was really started to be hooked and paying attention to WWE, and I've seen them go through their different trials. I've seen them go through their Hulk Hogan's, their Ultimate Warriors, their Bret Hitman Harts, their Shawn Michaels, their Stone Cold Steve Austins, their Dwayne The Rock Johnsons, their Mankind, their Cactus Jack, their Mick Foley's, Triple H, Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, John Cena, Randy Orton, Sheamus. I've seen them go through all these guys. CM Punk. I mean, just a long list of guys. And I know in my heart of hearts that one day Daniel Bryan, he will get a run as the WWE champion, and it will be a long run. It will not be a tease. That I promise you guys. The thing is, you guys just got to be patient and you got to hang on. Those of you that appreciate old school wrestling from back in the day, you all know how it was at one point for a lot of wrestling promotions. When they were trying to get a guy over in their respected territory or whatever, they had him involved in one long feud that would basically build up sometimes 6, 8, even 12 months. It was all in the making to have just one match go down. And honestly, I commend WWE for what they're doing right now, because WWE, when you really kick back and you look at everything that they have had Daniel Bryan go through over the course of 2013 going into now, Daniel Bryan for like the past 7 months, he honestly has been on that course back to the WWE Championship. Understand something. You had that period last year where Daniel Bryan was feuding with Randy Orton for about 3 months there, and the pay-per-view buy rates, it wasn't that good. It wasn't anything to be boosting about. And, for you guys that's kind of like, oh, well, just say this to yourself. Where were you when it came to SummerSlam? Or when it came to WWE Battleground? Where were you guys? Did you guys order it? Be honest with yourselves. Did you order the pay-per-view, or did you go check out an illegal stream? Did you watch it at all? Did you come out of your pockets to pay to see Daniel Bryan in the main event match for the WWE Championship? If your answer is no, then that's part of the reason why Daniel Bryan is not the WWE Champion right now. Understand something, folks. When it comes to wanting to see some of your favorite wrestlers from any wrestling promotion be the man or the girl, you want them as the champion. That may be fine and dandy. They could have a really good personality. They could spit hot game on the microphone. They could have all types of t-shirts with nice, cool little logos on it. All that crazy stuff, okay? But here's the thing. At the end, how are they doing with the ticket sales? That's the bottom line. Most wrestling promotions, their job is to get you to come up out of your pockets, go on Ticketmaster, wherever, buy those tickets, go to the wrestling event, basically leave the comfort of your own home, skip watching it on TV, leave the comfort of your own home, come to an arena, sit in a semi-hard steel chair for 2, 3, 4 hours. That's what it's all about for a lot of wrestling promotions. It's all about putting asses in the seats, making a draw. The more tickets that's sold, then yeah, you know what? That's going to play a factor into the t-shirts. Even though the t-shirts are sold online, it's also going to play a factor when it comes to you going to that arena. It's going to factor into the pay-per-view buy rates, because at the end of the day, what you see on TV when it comes to those pay-per-views, iPay-per-views, they got to put asses to the seats. They got to sell those tickets to the public. They got to fill as many seats as they can. They have obligations to the vendors, to the production crew, to the talent, to the owner of the arena. They got to pay for the upkeep. They got to basically pay for being able to rent the space for that night or nights, however many days, nights that they're going to be at that venue doing a wrestling event. Everything plays a huge domino effect. And everything doesn't just rely on one talent. It is really a team effort when you really break it down. So those of you that feel really disappointed with what's going on with the current WWE product, all I can say is hang in there. Daniel Bryan, he will be champion one day. WWE is telling a really great story to basically get to that point. I don't see a scenario playing out where Daniel Bryan will never ever hold the WWE Championship. And those that want to prematurely say, well, Triple H is going to be burying Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, we don't know that. Do you personally talk to Triple H on the phone? Do you play golf with him? Do you play tennis? Do you drive him around to wherever he needs to go? No, 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 and no. And nor do I. We can't really speak on behalf of that man. Do you work in WWE? I don't work in WWE. I may know of a few people that work in WWE that I'm fortunate enough to talk to from time to time, but I don't work for them, and many of you don't work for them. So we really cannot say that we know for 100% accuracy. We know what's going to be happening at WrestleMania. We know what's going to be happening with Triple H and Daniel Bryan. It could go in a completely other different direction. It might not even be Daniel Bryan taking on Triple H. We'll deal with it when the time comes, but for now, as it stands, late night, February 24th, we don't know that. We don't know what's going to happen. We can't predict the future. All I can say is I know it's kind of painful to watch some of your favorite stars in what looks like they're not getting their shot, but they really are when you break it down. My God, guys, we just saw Daniel Bryan have not one but 2 matches on SmackDown, so he basically took up about almost a half hour. Same thing he did on Raw. And you go back to weeks before, Daniel Bryan has just been very dominating, especially after the exit of CM Punk. And the way it's kind of looking, to me at least in my eyes, it looks as though WWE is saying, okay, looks like we've lost CM Punk, probably for good. Daniel Bryan, let's slide him on in there. And To me, that's exactly how it's looking. I'm going to enjoy the ride for what it's worth. Let me tell you something, though. If by SummerSlam 2014, Daniel Bryan isn't the WWE champion, then maybe we can revisit this and have a different discussion. But for now, I truly believe in my heart of hearts, Daniel Bryan, he's going to get that WWE championship, and it's going to be for a long reign. I want to leave you guys with this, though. You know, if a lot of fans had it their way, and they could just wave a magic wand and they could do XYZ, you know, it's very easy for fans to dictate what should happen in a company. But unless you've had that experience of running your own wrestling promotion or running your own business, unless you've been in that position, you really have no idea about all the elements that it takes to set everything up and have everything be smooth and running. So many people can easily sit up and say, well, this shouldn't be happening. If I was in charge, this is what I would do. But there's so much more than that. I want you guys to just remember that. And also, I want you guys to be paying very close attention to the pay-per-view buy rate for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. We got to factor in that some cable distributors, they decided that they weren't going to have anything to do with the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Some cable providers are deciding that they're going to be handling WWE pay-per-views on a month-to-month basis. But the reason why I want you guys to pay attention to the pay-per-view buy rates is because with this trend that's currently going on with some of these cable providers deciding that they're going to be dropping WWE pay-per-views, at least on a monthly basis, it could really play a huge factor into WWE's monetary status. Check this out. Top 10 worst pay-per-view buy rates over the past 13 years from 2000 to 2013. I'm going to start from number 10 and work my way down to number 1. At number 10, ECW's December to Dismember, 90,000 pay-per-view buy rates. Vengeance 2011, 121,000 buy rates. Bragging Rights 2010, 137 buy rate. 137,000 buy rates. They competed with UFC 121, which got 1.5 million. Over the Limit 2011, 142,000 pay-per-view buy rates. Fatal 4-Way, 143,000 buy rates. Cyber Sunday 2008, 153,000 buy rates. Night of Champions 2011, 161,000 buy rates. Money in the Bank 2010, 162,000 buy rates. Night of Champions 2010, 165 buy rates. And Over the Limit 2012, 167,000 buy rates. We definitely need to make sure that we mention WWE's Battleground. That also, if I'm not mistaken, I think it got about maybe 85 to 90,000 pay-per-view buy rates. So, I mean, that gives you an idea of what's been going on the past 13 years. And Elimination Chamber, it could be a pay-per-view that will soon be on the list of worst pay-per-views. So, I mean, you really got to keep that in mind. I know some of you guys, you really want Daniel Bryan to be the man right now, but the nasty trend of the pay-per-view buy rates, if it continues the way that it is, Daniel Bryan may never touch the WWE Championship. So, the best advice I can give you guys, if you all want to see Daniel Bryan as the WWE Champion, you guys need to represent. You guys need to you guys need to go on ahead and you need to order those tickets whenever WWE comes to your neck of the woods. Pay for those seats. Go see Daniel Bryan. When the pay-per-views are coming around your neck of the woods, go to Ticketmaster. Get those tickets, even if it's a nosebleed seat. You're high up there in the bleachers or whatever. You're high up there in the skybox, whatever. You got a $20 funky little seat. At least you're representing. Pay. Go see Daniel Bryan. Chant. That is what really gets WWE's attention, is those ticket sales. When they have all that, dude, I'm telling you, we're going to get to see Daniel Bryan as the WWE champion, and definitely for a lot sooner. Another thing, when it comes to seeing Daniel Bryan on TV, make sure that you're representing, whether you're watching it right there on the spot live as the show is happening or on your DVR. Make sure you're not fast forwarding. Make sure you're not changing the channel. Make sure that when you see Daniel Bryan, you give him those necessary views, because WWE is paying very close attention to what's going on each quarter segment, what's pulling in what, who is able to draw what during that particular segment. That's how you get WWE's attention. You don't get their attention by going online and buying $500 worth of merchandise. That's not really getting to them. That's not what it's about. Okay? You can buy their video games. That's not really what's getting to them. Okay? You can buy all the DVDs in the world at FYE or Kmart. That's not really what's getting to them. It's all about those ticket sales and filling up those seats. Remember that. And to the sad people that were at that pay-per-view, man, just please lighten up. Yak like you found out Superman was really fake, that he's imaginary or whatever. Everything's going to be all right. Post your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. We'll definitely follow up on what you all have to say later on this week. We'll probably do like a feedback special piece or whatever. All right, I'm going to go on ahead and get the hell up off of here. I really hope you enjoyed this in-depth look into what had came about from Elimination Chamber as far as the fans' reactions. Got this melatonin kicking in, so I'm going to end this by saying good night, good morning, and I wish you all to be safe and be kind to one another. Check you out next go around. Take care.